I just crossed off over into Alaska Basin from Death Canyon Shelf. Me and Dad hiked that before. I don't know what it was, but when I passed into the basin, it just hit me like this is actually happening. I just thought it was cool because I mean we've been planning this for probably 4 years and things just keep happening and we're not able to do it. Came up last year to just get some more information and hike the northern trails, and then there was a fire so we couldn't even hike those. So the biggest thing is the goal is to say that we've hiked most of Tetons, and just the biggest finale was to do a trip around the whole thing to say we've done it, we did it all. So today's hike, we're going to Green Lakes. It's roughly a 10-mile hike, somewhere around there. So we'll see. I've got some pretty decent climbs today. So I'm about maybe a quarter of a mile in, and good, but it's some climbing. Okay, I admit it. I had a navigational error, we'll say. I found a trail and it started going up, and I think it was more of just a sightseeing to go see those waterfalls that I was at, because after that I lost the trail completely. So I bushwhacked, see if I could find it. I didn't find it, so got the map back out and realized, hey jackass, you're on the wrong side of the creek. So I think I've used most of my morning energy reserves, and I haven't even started. So, as mentioned before, this might be a long day. That was a good climb. I gotta look at the map real quick. There's a couple trails coming off. There's no real markers. I think they're just little trails that kind of go sightsee or something. But so you can see where I'm heading. So I gotta go down into that canyon. Shit. I gotta go down into that canyon, and then I gotta make it back up. I think that's Green Mountain, and the lakes that we're staying at, I think, is just on the other side of that. So I've got this cross, get down into that canyon, and then come back up. Morning. Yesterday didn't go as planned at all. I would have to say that was probably the hardest hike I've ever done. It was so I get to where Dad and I were supposed to meet last night, and I knew he should have beat me. My thought was he might have messed his knee up a little bit and went back to the truck. So I figured, okay, I'm not even gonna pack up or set up camp completely. I'm gonna kind of bivouac, get up first thing in the morning and head that way. And we got rain this morning, so most of my gear's wet. So we decided to stay at Green Lakes today. We've been just kind of hanging out. I looked at the weather, and they're calling for starting in the morning. It goes from like 30% at 6 a.m. and then at 9 it jumps up to 80 and 90%, and it stays in the 80-90% chance of rain all the way through to Friday night, and then it goes to a winter weather advisory for 1 to 3 inches Friday night and Saturday. Could be 6 to 9 on the side that we're at, especially in some of the passes that we're trying to go through. So I'm pretty disappointed, I guess. With wet gear, that's not good, and I don't want to call this trip. Would you like to say something about our 2017 Teton trip?
It didn't quite go as well as we had planned, but Montana and Idaho are getting a lot of rain and putting all the fires out. We learned a few valuable lessons on future adventures, on how to locate each other in the wilderness area. And even though we didn't locate each other, I fared pretty well myself, but I guess Jeremy did. I guess he worried about me more than I did him. That's what that amounted to. I didn't do any fishing this year, which was my decision, but I did get to talk to the Lord quite a bit, and I got some answers I was looking for. And so we're headed back to South Dakota, and we'll see what the weather does for the next few days, and whether our trip was be considered a success or not. Me and Jeremy are spending quality time together, and that's what it's all about.